If I could turn back time. Ah!
The heck was that?
It is the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
And I'm scared witless.
Nice. We are doing a Schmoedown reaction today. It's the team's tournament still, and it is Time Machine and Scream Queens.
Oh, now I get it.
If I could find a
Don't
way.
do it again. God, he did it again. Why? Our neighbors hate us.
I like spiking the microphone.
Yeah, so Scream Queens versus Time Machine. So this is going to be Haley Foutch and Caitlin Corrigan doing the Scream Queenie thing.
That was Home
Alone, yes. Versus Ethan, Erwin, and Jeannine the Machine in Time Machine.
Yep.
This is going to be... The past couple of matches we've watched have been... I don't know. They've had huge point differentials. Almost, I want to say, steamrolling. I mean, there's been huge gaps between the team winning and the team losing, and both of the matches have ended in round 2.
28-5.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's another one where I think Time Machine's going to put up some big numbers.
I don't think it's going to end in round 2, though.
I think it's going to make it to round 3.
Yeah.
Because Scream Queens are still fairly decent. They're not... I wouldn't put them at the level of, like, say, Only Stupid Answers, or in lieu of the last match, Inky and the Brain, the way they performed during that.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I think they're a little higher than that as far as knowledge and playability. But
Caitlin and Haley both know some stuff, so they'll at least put up a somewhat of a decent fight here. The thing is, though, is that they're going up against Ethan and Jeannine. Mm-hmm. Jeannine, who has gone toe-to-toe with McWeenie down to the last minute in a manager bowl, and we all know McWeenie is a powerhouse player. And then Ethan, who is Ethan.
He's had the singles championship belt.
Yeah, it's Ethan. He does Ethan things. So, if we're talking about who we got, let's bring up the bracket. You can see clearly right here, we got Time Machine on this one.
Yeah, and I believe that, like we said, it's probably not going to be a huge point differential like the last 2 matches, but I think we're going to see probably Time Machine really start like edging out as the front runner of this match early and probably stay consistent.
Yeah,
throughout the match.
I would say so too. I mean, especially when you know that Ethan pretty much has very few, if any, weaknesses, and Jeannine just knows some stuff. She just knows some stuff.
Jeannine is on level what we were saying with
Rachel.
With Rachel Silvestrini, in that she might not be the biggest powerhouse right now in the Schmoedown. Next season, though, I expect to see huge, big things from Jeannine.
Yeah, from what I know, is her commitment to the game is growing, I should say. And I think she's got a hunger in her to strike out for a belt.
And someone needs to feed the machine. I feel like that was like a 90s fruit snack slogan at some point.
Yeah, probably like Fruit Roll-Ups or something.
Something like that.
It's like Gushers. You can turn your head into a fruit.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Just kidding, it already is. Haha.
That's a little weird. Anyways, so let's get into this match. We fairly certain we know who wins. Let's dive in and see if we were correct on this.
I was really just hoping to make you laugh really hard, and then we could tell your face is a strawberry.
Yeah, that will probably happen later.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. The team's tournament is here, the ultimate Schmoedown. I am Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. I'm not the story here. Let's not bury the headline. I'm joined by Classy Clark Wolf.
Hello.
In the house.
Oh, so happy to be back, Mark.
It is so good to see you, Clark, and this is a format that I know you're used to. It's
Time
the
for some
Ultimate
Schmoedown with Mark
Teams
and Clark.
edition, you of the legendary, the mythical Shire Wolves. What can you tell Scream Queens and Time
How long
Machine
did it take you to
who
think
are
that
gonna
one?
be clashing
Not
in this
long.
first
Their
round
names rhyme.
matchup?
It's very easy.
What would be the advice of a Clark Wolf?
Super
No.
Not to get repetitive.
Barely
here,
what?
but think
I didn't
just
set you
every
up for that.
question one at a time. That is the key, especially earlier in these matches, because it really is anybody's game. Yes, some people come out there with certain pedigree, but at the end of the day, it can be anybody's game. So take each question one at a time. Communicate.
That also
Always
depends on the
talk
match.
to your partner. You have to confer. Well, when it's allowed, that is. Don't cheat. No cheating. Cheating's bad.
I would say that would be my one piece of advice. Hey, maybe don't cheat. But
Don't cheat.
The Scream Queens have certainly been here before. And so on paper, you look at the Scream Queens' record, they're 2-2.
Yes.
And then Time Machine, they're 1-0. And you say, oh, the Time Machine, how are they? They're just a bunch of newbies here. But the Time Machine is comprised of Ethan, Big Time Erwin, Jeannine the Machine. They know their way around a singles match. And I've really been impressed with their chemistry thus far in their one match.
Absolutely, and they really balance each other out. I think Ethan has a lot of that. Like, Jeannine is an incredible competitor. I have loved watching her find her footing in this game. And Ethan is a former champion.
Yep.
So, the two of them hopefully will balance each other out, complete each other's, wherever they might be lacking. And they just gotta, like I said, talk to each other when it's allowed.
And on the other side of the ledger, Scream Queens. Now,
Yes.
Ethan and Haley Foutch, of Scream Queens fame, have some history because they clashed in New York with Ethan getting the better of Haley in that match. But now Haley teams up once again with Corrigan. And so when they're the Scream Queens, we know from their name that they're looking at horror thrillers to be one of the categories
They're
they
puking
can lean on.
lights.
If they get that in round two, look out, they could run ramshackle right past Time Machine.
I love both of these ladies independently and together.
Kind of a
and
night have you had?
Incredible wealth of knowledge. My advice for Haley would be: do
Light
not
snacks,
let whatever
too many.
matches came before get inside your head. It's a new match. It's a new day. Go in fresh, and I can't wait to see how this one shakes out.
That's right. I mean, if you lost to somebody previously, as soon as that first question in a new match gets asked, you just realize, oh, it's a blank slate. Anything can happen, and we're about to find out. Let's take a look at what each team had to say pre-show right now.
What else do I do but put a machine and a big time together and say, you got a challenge coming.
Feels like forever since we did our last match.
I mean, it really was. It was. We've been to New York since then.
We've done the legwork, and I think we got a pretty good shot here today.
How are you feeling after the match today?
Not awesome.
So good to be back in my home state of California. New York, you're beautiful. I love you, but you kicked my ass a little bit. I'm glad to be back on the home turf. I'm stoked and obviously a little nervous to go back up against Ethan, especially with Jeannine at his arm, but I've got backup this time. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna freak out.
Scream Queen's going to be back for sure. They're now 2-2.
Yeah, I feel like as time goes on and we're getting more of a feel for the game, we're becoming better as a team. We've grown chemistry-wise.
Jeannine and Ethan are a fearsome duo, but they're still fresh, they're still new, they're still working out their team dynamic, and we are rock solid.
I believe that you and Ethan are going to be facing off against one another plus 2 people in the teams tournament.
I'm super stoked to be back in the teams tournament with my proper partner this time around. We all know how things went with Eric. I got someone I can count on with me, someone I can trust to stay on my side.
I mean, this is exciting for me because obviously, I won the singles tournament last year, and so to take the team title as well is A, exciting, B, I think we have a real shot at it, and I think we can go all the way. Time Machine for life! Yes!
We are the Scream Queens, and we have come to win. We're all out of bubblegum. We've come to kick ass.
Or the way that phrase goes. Yeah.
All right, well, there
Summarized
you have
it.
the understated
That would be from the
confidence
movie
of Ethan and
Live They.
Jeannine. I wouldn't say it's
Yeah.
fair to claim that they're looking past anybody, past Scream Queens, but certainly with the pedigree of Jeannine and Ethan, they certainly have the belt in their grasp. And Scream Queens, too, I think that they're looking to make a run of this tournament. Neither one is just happy or content with being here, Clark. They want to continue to advance.
I love seeing that drive. I love seeing people hungry for those belts. Get those belts.
That's right. Well, that is from somebody who
You know
knows
how I feel about this, Mark. I like a belt.
A belt. And then I saw a couple months ago you also had a crown on your head. So you did miscongeniality all over. We are outside of the great state of New Jersey as we are currently in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown studios, live from Iowa. And we are going to go to the tail of the tape. Clark,
wow.
tell me what the Scream Queens
They just got across the U.S. like in 2.5 seconds.
Strengths are
Right in front of our faces.
Directors, and partying at Red Roof Inns.
Yeah, Red Roof Inn. That's actually a Red Roof Inn Plus.
Ah.
That's right. Haley and I, Red Roofie buddies for life.
Ain't no party like a Red Roof Inn party, because a Red Roof Inn party ends somewhere around 6 p.m.
That's a story for another night. Time Machine, their tail of the tape. What can they do?
We are looking at rom-coms, Oscars, and defeating the evil Shredder.
You know, every time that Shredder, he just seems he's up to no good. Him and Krang and the Techno thing.
Bad dudes.
Technodrum.
Bad dudes.
They're bad dudes all around, and I think with that, we're two good people.
Yeah,
so we're
I'd
ready
say,
to go.
Relatively.
Yeah, well, you know, again, anything
Good
can happen
enough.
late at night.
Ellis
You
acting
ready
like
to
he
go to
didn't grow up with the
Then
Ninja
it's time
Turtles.
for the movie trivia.
The Rocksteadies and the Bebops.
And the Bebops and the Rocksteadies.
The April
Introducing
O'Neil.
with a
Apparently
record
her middle initials O.
of
Casey
2
Jones.
and 2. Please welcome to the stage Haley Foutch and Kaylin Corrigan, the
Suspiria.
Scream
Nice.
Queens.
Look at these awesome ladies. Ready to take the stage.
Ready to go. Wearing some, that's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre
And I
shirt.
think we got a taxi driver shirt.
And that's a taxi driver. I got that confused with the Joker movie.
Oh.
That's what that was.
I have nothing to say about that.
Corner and Haley Foutch seated and ready to go against their opponents. With a record of 1-0, it's Ethan, Big Time Erwin, and
Nobody clicked on our
Jeannine,
channel to hear you sing.
the Machine
Says the person who started off this video singing Cher.
Nobody clicked on this channel to hear me sing either.
Jeannine and Big Time. All smiles. The freeze frame 1980s high five.
I do enjoy that entrance music for them, though.
Such a great throwback.
Little
All
Hugh
so we
Lewis
have
in the
Time
news.
Machine
It's hip to
and
be square.
Scream Queens
Yeah, it
are
is.
seated up on the table, and I will now read the rules of round number 1. This is the round where, all right, so with that out of the way, go to Scream Queens first. Kaylin, Haley, you prepared, ready to go here?
Let's do it.
All right, and Time Machine, Jeannine and Ethan, how we feeling?
Good. Ready? Always be closing.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
He said the thing! He said the
Good.
thing!
Well, the playoff
I heard him.
atmosphere
He
crowd here
did.
today. Clark Wolf will be teeing off and asking the first question. Clark, at your leisure.
Thank you, sir. Question number 1 in the category of comedies.
They gave you a better laugh than they
I love it every time. Every time.
She said the
all right,
thing.
in the category of comedies, the question is:
And the audience did the
Bill
thing.
Murray stars as zany camp counselor Tripper Harrison in this 1979 comedy.
I feel like in the 1980s, anytime a critic didn't know what to say about a comedy, they'd say, it's zany.
I think you're right,
They're like,
actually.
hey, is that movie good? It's zany.
It sure is zany.
5, 4, 3,
Starting
2,
off strong.
1.
Yep.
Pins down. Kaylin, going to you first. What did you have?
I don't have it.
She did not have it, does Jeannine?
Come on, Jeannie.
Discuss Caddyshack.
Nope.
It is not Caddyshack. Haley.
Took a shot with stripes.
Nope.
All right.
Ethan's got it.
Meatballs.
There it is.
That would be meatballs.
Is
I feel good
Lots of
about
nice Bill Murray
this
movies,
because
so-
I would have never
Yes.
pulled that.
So,
Thank you for giving all of our audience members a nice viewing Sunday.
And now I'm hungry.
Move on to action
use
slash
some meatballs.
adventure movies. And
Swedish.
your question in that category for a point is, in the year 2000 film Gone in 60 Seconds, who plays Nicolas Cage's old flame, Sway? Now that can't be her given name.
oh sure.
It's like Sarah Whalen.
I mean,
Sarah. Yeah.
Oh,
I have a feeling Ethan's
nice
gonna get
flex
this.
over
one.
there.
That's right.
Nice
Sarah
flex.
Sway Wayland, I think.
Yeah, they call me Sway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Jeannine.
Angelina Jolie.
It is Angelina Jolie.
Sway
Haley.
with me. Nobody came to hear me
Jolie.
sing.
She got it as well. Ethan, do I need to ask?
Angelina Jolie.
And
There it
Kaylin.
is.
Angelina Jolie.
All right.
The Angelina
Alright,
Jolie.
points across
Angelina,
the board.
please.
That was right answers all
And
around.
Currently,
We
Time
all
Machine holds
know who
sway
was in
over
that movie.
Scream Queen.
I see what you
By
did there.
1.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
All right.
Take it over, Clark.
All right. Let me help you out here. Question number 3 in the category of dramas. Michel Gondry directed Jim Carrey in what 2000s film?
Put just enough of a
2000s.
Oh,
Michel.
Yeah.
That is how you say it.
I just always said Michelle.
what is that called?
There's a couple of them I have in my head right now.
Yes, 1 JTE rule for the Scream Queens. The question is in the category of dramas, Michel Gondry directed Jim Carrey in what 2000s film?
I'm forgetting. I'm blanking the name of it. I can see the poster, the cover.
Oh, Ace Ventura?
I mean, it's just that kicked it off, and then it was all about.
Last minute
My mom loves it.
change here. I think it was the right decision.
I think my mom does too. Pens down.
It's the one with Kate Winslet.
Haley first. What do you got?
Eternal Sunshine
Yes.
of the Spotless Mind.
That is correct.
Never mind.
Does Ethan have it?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Yes,
Mind.
he does. Kaylin.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
There it
And
is.
Jeannine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Nailed it.
Wow.
I'll be fair. That was my third choice. I put the number 23.
That's right. It's a
That
long tie
was
we got right there.
Joel Schumacher.
All right, your next question. In
Number 23
the
was?
world
Yeah.
of biopics. Your question. Which actor won an Oscar for portraying Truman Capote in the 2005 film Capote? It's currently a 5-4.
Oh.
You weren't writing as long as I was.
Anybody's game.
5-4.
Repeat the question.
Because I only got the last name, and I was like, I need
Biopic.
to.
Which actor won
There's
an
more than one
Oscar
actors that have that same last name.
for Capote
I really need to
in the
come up with the
2005
first
film
name.
Capote. So because that first question.
Oh.
Ethan, the only one that still has a chance.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And now I just got the middle name too.
He knew meatballs. They are delicious.
They are
Good.
delicious.
4, 3, 2,
I believe it all
1.
counts.
Pens down. Going to you first, Ethan. Who you got?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Correct for a point. Kaylin
I don't have it.
does not have it. Does Jeannine
Couldn't pull it.
and Haley.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
She
All
got
right.
it.
The Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Still
Philippe
a
Seymour
tie game.
Hoffman.
That's,
Still a tie.
Rest in peace.
I believe it is now actually the ties.
Oh,
been
I'm
broken.
sorry.
Scream
That was the
Queen.
first time I think I've ever
Still
written a
1
last
point.
name, first name, then middle.
Close enough to tie.
There we go. Question number 5
You got the whole name.
in the
That's what
category
matters.
of fantasy sci-fi. Who plays the character of Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok?
Why can I never remember her name?
Oh yeah.
They did click on this to hear them sing.
Alright, 5,
Yes.
Did you read the
4.
question?
They did a good
Yes.
job.
Second JTE rule and the question number 5 in the category of fantasy
Ooh, no.
sci-fi. Who
Ooh.
plays the character of Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok?
Come from the land where the ice and snow, where the cold wind I don't really know all the words,
Nobody does.
but I do when it's on in the car.
Yeah.
4, 3. Robert Plant.
He's not wrong.
Oh.
Doesn't know.
1. Pens down. Kayla
Hurry.
up first. What do you got?
Tessa Thompson?
It is Tessa Thompson.
It is.
Jeannine.
Tessa Thompson.
She has Tessa Thompson. Does Haley?
Tessa
Yes,
Thompson.
she does. And Ethan, big time.
There
Erwin
it
has it
is.
as well.
Still a perfect game for
Tessa
Ethan
Thompson.
I
Erwin.
managed to get
I
Tessa
took that
on.
applause more for Tessa Thompson.
I got halfway through that M.
Yeah, that
I
doesn't count.
applaud
You're not gonna count that?
We
Nope.
move on to- Speaking of Thor Ragnarok, we move on to the category of comic book movies.
Should have known it
And
earlier.
your
Should have been able to write it
question,
earlier.
Batman
Yeah.
Forever features Batman taking on which 2 iconic villains?
Forever.
Not gonna say what I was gonna say.
I'll say what I was going to say. You know what I
Okay.
was going to say?
What were you gonna say?
At home, still have the McDonald's collector's
Yes.
glass.
Yes.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Absolutely. My mom threw them away.
5,
but
4,
we had 'em.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Jeannine.
Two-Face and the Riddler.
It is Two-Face and the Riddler.
The Riddler and Two-Face.
Haley got it in the reverse order.
I also did that order. Riddler and Two-Face.
We'll give you a point either way. Does Kaylin have it?
The Riddler and Two-Face.
She got it.
Riddler and
Right.
Two-Face.
Two-Face and Riddler.
I was
Ah.
going to make a Jim Carrey reference, but
I was gonna. I have a question. After this question, I have a question. to ask.
okay, deal. Question number 7 in the category
Best role
of
Tommy Lee
horror
Jones ever.
thriller. Who
False.
plays Laurie Strode's daughter, Karen, in the 2018 Halloween.
I saw that movie.
We don't honor that in this house.
You claim that your mom loves Jim Carrey, yet she threw away
Oh, that was
Yeah, I don't know who was in that
She
movie.
doesn't like
Oh.
stuff.
Outside of what's her face.
That's the problem here.
one. Not a hoarder. Pens down. We go to.
What's her
Haley.
face?
Nice.
Blanked out.
She blanked out. Did Ethan?
Judy Greer.
He
Yes.
answers perfect game. Kaylin, not a fan of the film. Did you have the actor?
No, I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Did Jeannine have?
Blanked as well.
Okay.
Who are we looking for? Judy Greer. Ethan
Sorry,
got
Judy.
it.
Yeah. Poor Judy Greer.
All right,
Sorry,
but
Tarek.
Screen Queen's still hanging in.
Yeah.
It
How are
is
we doing?
11-9, and we move on to the
8.
last question in round number 1. This is in
8.
the world of animated
9.
movies, and if big time Ethan Erwin can get
8.
it right, then it's going to be a perfect round for him. Your question: what animated film based on a Dr. Seuss book stars the voice talents of Zac Efron, Taylor Swift, Ed Helms, and Danny DeVito? Need the name of the film. $1 to Clark Wolf if you can tell me Dr. Seuss's real name. I asked this to Christian. and he
Can I get a
totally
point if I can tell you?
the dollar goes to Clark. 5, 4, 3.
Dr. Seuss was
2.
Geisel.
Mephistopheles.
That is literally
It's like Seymour
the
Geisel.
opposite of what his name is. Pens down, Ethan. What do you got?
The Lorax.
That's
Lorax
right.
it is.
Oh.
Does
That's a
Kaylin
perfect
have
game
it?
for Ethan Erwin.
Caitlin
Cats.
has cats. That is not correct,
will
although it's a
believe.
great guess. Jeannine,
The Lorax.
she got the
Good job,
Lorax.
she got it.
Haley.
Horton Hears the Who.
And I did Horton Hears a Who also.
Lorax.
Theodore Geisel.
Theodore Geisel.
Horton
Okay.
Hears the Who had Steve Carell and Jim Carrey in it, so I knew it wasn't that one.
And
By
we
time
had a perfect game. For
One of
Mr.
those two
Ethan
names
Erwin,
would have been
did
in
we
that
not?
list.
We did.
But at least I was like halfway
I also
correct on
thought,
his
like,
real name.
11 and 9 was a tie.
Danny
so
DeVito
am
did
I
the voice of
correct? I
Lorax.
think
It
I'm
is a mere 4-point lead, but it could turn into 5 really quick because Ethan Erwin, not only does he win a ride in a 2018 Ford Fusion around downtown Burbank, he also wins a bonus question asked just
So we tied the
to you.
Scream
So
Queens.
Ethan, you don't need to bother writing this down. Clark Wolf will be asking you your bonus question at your ready.
I wanted to scream again, but I'm not
All
going
right,
to.
Ethan.
Thank you.
In which film does Cameron Diaz co-star with Leslie Mann and Kate Upton?
It's a very forgettable movie.
Another woman?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And another point, proving once again why he held the belts for so long.
That's right. I mean, you could see that answer was lodged way in the back of his cerebellumous cortex.
I'm really impressed at that pull, actually.
That's right. He managed to yank it out of the old hypothalamus and get it into his mouth in time. So now it is 14-9. The Scream
Hannibal?
Queens trail Time Machine by 5, and Time Machine is going to have the right to spin the wheel first or defer. I mentioned the wheel because that's what round number 2 is. It is the wheel round. There's 10 categories on the wheel. There's also spinners. Scream Queens trail Time Machine by 5. So Time Machine, Ethan, Jeannine, you have the right to spin or defer to your opponents. What do you feel like doing?
We'll spin.
Ethan
All right.
remains standing and is going to walk over to the wheel.
All right, looking at that wheel.
Here's the spin.
I see a Cameron Diaz on there.
Spin is in. Do we have more of the other woman question?
Oh, do we?
And it is looking like hard
Oh!
thriller.
Now this is interesting.
That's right.
So he's keeping it.
That's right.
All right, he's keeping it.
well,
Hold on. This
Oh,
is
you're
conference.
conferring.
conferring.
In my day, we stay at the wheel until we're done with the wheel, but
Oh, people are now allowed to roam all over the set if they want
this
to.
is
It's-
madness.
it's
I don't
just-
even recognize this game
It's
anymore.
a free range. So Ethan
Okay, so he's gonna
is
spin
walking
again.
back to spinning.
I was
All right,
hoping
this is
they'd keep that,
interesting
but
because if you had been
I don't know if that was
feeling
gonna be a
confident,
smart
you could
move.
have taken that string
No.
off the board from the Scream
That's
Queens,
right.
which could have been interesting.
And they might have spun
Classics.
Classics.
Okay.
Really better.
All right,
It's
so
fine if
classics.
they were also really strong at horror movies,
Right.
because then they could just run the board and take that
Classics,
category
Clark
away from
will
Scream
be
Queens. But
administering your series of questions. Clark,
The opportunity for
worth
steals is
classics.
too
His
great.
First one, as with all these questions in this round, is worth 2 points.
All right, your first question is: name the film in which Humphrey Bogart
Casablanca.
plays Detective Sam Spade.
Maltese Falcon.
That is
yeah.
correct.
2
I was like
points.
Casablanca. No.
All right.
Next
he
up,
like owned a
who
bar.
plays
Yeah.
the corrupt police captain that Charlton Heston uncovers in Touch of Evil?
Multiple choice, please.
Multiple choice. Is it A, Laurence Olivier.
Touch
B.
of Evil?
Spencer Tracy. C. Orson Welles. Or D. Burt Lancaster.
I think it's Orson Welles.
Orson Welles?
That is correct. 1 point.
Yeah.
All right, I would have guessed Dr.
Classics.
Seuss.
Little deeper cuts than I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a little factoid for you all at home. All right, next up. What classic film inspired the characters in Sleepless in Seattle to meet at the Empire State Building?
That would be King Kong.
Multiple choice?
Multiple choice. Is it A, To Have and
It
Have
would not be
Not?
King Kong because
Yeah,
that's not one of the
It
choices.
Happened
But I
One
mean,
Night. C, Love
this
Story.
is the only classic movie that I
or
remember a
D,
famous
An
meeting
Affair
at
to
the
Remember?
Empire State Building.
An Affair to Remember?
That is correct for 1 point.
It was.
All right, doing real well on this
Otherwise known in the
category.
States as
Halfway
King
through
Kong.
Round number 2 for time.
Totally.
Next up, who directed the 1927 silent classic Metropolis?
Freeling?
Fritz Lang?
That is
Fritz
correct
Lang.
for 2 points.
Okay, that was
Back when you could name somebody Fritz.
Otherwise known in the
Fritz.
States
I
as
missed
King
the name
Kong.
Fritz. Start doing it again, parents.
Next up, Rosemary Clooney and Bing Crosby play Betty and Bob in what 1954
White Christmas?
White
holiday
Christmas.
classic?
I know that one. I've seen that one.
Multiple choice?
Is it A, White Christmas, B, Holiday Inn, C, Miracle on 34th Street, or D, Holiday Affair?
What's with all these affairs?
White Christmas.
It is White Christmas for 1 point.
Stop
All
having
right,
affairs,
they are
people.
just making their
Jeez.
way
That's
through
right.
this
I don't know if
category.
I've ever seen a more casual answer than Ethan Erwin.
Yeah. Meh.
He might
you
be
know.
answering these from a
oh, White Christmas.
White Christmas.
Eh.
Just, you know, that
All
old
right.
ditty.
Your next question. What 1955 sci-fi classic features a group of nuclear scientists unknowingly being recruited by aliens to save their planet, Metaluna, from destruction?
Isn't that Plan 9 from Outer Space?
Galaxy Quest?
No.
Not to be confused with
That was
that.
like, that's in the 90s.
Sure.
Next to
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
That is incorrect.
2 point steal.
I think it's Plan 9.
Scream Queens. They do not have the luxury.
Invasion of the
multiple
Body
choice.
Snatchers.
Not big on my Ed Wood, but I'm pretty sure it's Plan 9.
We need an answer in 5, 4, 3.
Forbidden Planet?
That is also incorrect. The answer is This Island Earth.
This
Or
Island
not.
Earth.
Well, like I said,
Mystery
not big on
Science
my Ed
Theater,
Wood,
the
so.
actual Mystery
Yeah,
Science
like
Theater
I said,
movie
Invasion of
that
the Body
was released in
Snatchers.
theaters was on this island.
Is that true?
If
Also known
anybody
as King
listening
Kong.
to me,
Also
does
in the
anybody
States known
care
as King Kong.
about-
There's a lot of movies that are known as King Kong in the States,
One-
but known as something else
Nobody
elsewhere.
cared.
Wonder that saves on the
met eyes
budget.
with at least
Just
20
keep
people in
reusing the same
studio,
title.
And they all nodded like, we,
feel like legally that
whatever
could
you
get
say,
you in some
Mark.
trouble.
Nobody actually knows what the hell I'm talking
I'm
about.
impressed.
Well, that is going to do it for Time Machines round
Well,
number 2.
thank
And
God
now
we're done with
Scream Queens,
classics.
They still have a daunting task ahead of them, despite This Island Earth being known only to me. Scream Queens has a 12-point deficit and a spin at the wheel. Go ahead, ladies. At your leisure,
Meryl
they're gonna
Streep.
take a spin.
Horror
Rush
movies.
No.
Looking for the horror thriller slice, maybe.
I mean, yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah. If I'm them,
That's
I'm
what I
looking
want,
for
too.
Spinner's Choice, or I'm looking for
You know, that
horror.
David Fincher guy makes a lot of scary movies. They've spun awesome.
Spin it again.
David Fincher could be fun, though.
It could go either way.
Yeah, that definitely could go either way. You got a lot of.
Oscar films. And Haley, it does
Roll
appear
it
she's gonna
again.
spin
All right, here we go.
Fellow Red Roofer.
So whatever it lands on, the Scream Queens will play.
All right, and they might have spun.
All right.
Matty McConaughey.
Big Texas Longhorn fan.
I just saw him driving around in a car today.
Not how that's
making a
pronounced.
scene.
That's how I pronounce it, because I like
It's like-
to
or it
have
was
fun
like
and
a-
enjoy
it
life.
Like in a movie or
No,
in real life?
on Twitter.
from
Just like
Austin.
Matty McConaughey.
Yeah, Professor McConnell.
Oh, Professor McConaughey. He teaches a class at Texas that I'm sure is
He
very
does.
hard.
Yep. He's a
All right.
Don't
official
let him
professor at
teach
UT.
For 2 points. For a number of reasons.
Hey,
a number
thanks.
of
Hey, thanks.
famous movie quotes
Hey,
in the
thanks.
history of Matthew McConaughey's lineage. All right, we have 6 questions in the wild, wacky,
See what you did there, Mark.
world of Matthew McConaughey. Your first one for 2 points, Scream Queens. In the film Tropic Thunder, who plays Kevin Sandusky, the novice actor and only
Jay
person
Baruchel.
to attend boot camp before filming? Need the name of the actual
Yep.
actor.
Multiple choice, please.
I can provide that. Is it A, Jay Baruchel, B, Brandon T. Jackson, C, Danny McBride, or D, Jason Bateman?
Jay Baruchel?
1 point for the Scream Queens.
Right.
And they're on their way to a comeback. Your next question. In 1996's road trip comedy Larger Than Life, Bill Murray inherits what kind of exotic
Be an
animal
elephant.
after his father passes away?
That'll be a multiple choice, please.
I can provide that. Is it A, a gorilla, B, a lion, C, a tiger, or D, an elephant?
Whew, good thing D wasn't a bee or a bear. Both.
Nice.
Because that would have been followed with the oh my.
Oh my.
Having never heard of this movie, we're going to go with gorilla.
So that is incorrect for a 1 point
Elephant.
steal.
It's an elephant.
It is an elephant. Didn't even need the options again. I didn't.
That's
I've never
not
seen
fair.
it.
Ethan Erwin
That is
produced
a movie
it.
that is lodged in
Did
my
he really?
childhood
Probably.
brain
I don't know.
Forever.
Silver
I guess
Pictures.
Matthew McConaughey was in it.
I
because
suppose. I only remember the elephant.
I remember the elephant and Bill Murray.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we move on to your next question. This is your third in the world of Matthew McConaughey. Who wrote and directed the 2012 coming-of-age drama Mud?
Jeff Nichols.
One of my favorite
There
movies
we
of that year
go.
was Mud.
2 points on the board.
And once again, they cut the lead
So
to
Matty
10,
McConaughey.
so they're looking to get well within single digits as we move into round 3. 3 questions remain in Matthew McConaughey's lineage. Your next one. Stephen Knight directs Matthew McConaughey in the 2019 Serenity opposite this A-list actress who plays the character of Karen Zariakis.
Oh, who was in that?
Zariakis.
Anne Hathaway.
You got that one right.
And during the
2
holidays, he
points
likes
for
to
the
drink
Scream
Matty
Queens with 2 questions remaining. It
Eggenoggy.
is now an 8-point game, still in favor
With
of
wild turkey
Time
in it.
Machine. Your next query, your penultimate
Just kidding, I'm
question
not
of
going
this round. The crime drama White Boy Rick is set during which decade?
Isn't that the 80s? Oh, no, that's the 90s.
5, 4, 3,
Multiple choice.
2. Is it
Numbers.
A,
Just
the
numbers.
1970s, B, the 1980s, C, the 1990s, or D, the 2000s? Go to 5, 4,
70s?
3. That is incorrect for a 1-point steal. Is it 70s, 80s?
80s?
It is 80s for a 1-point steal.
I was right the first time.
And so it seems like every time the Scream Queens take a step forward.
Well, you know what? I might be
Time
wrong, but
Machine
at least
makes
I'm
its way
confident.
for the next question. 23-14. It's a 9-point match right now. The Scream Queens still have 1 question left in the world of Matthew McConaughey, so they could conceivably cut the lead to 7 points. And I think that they really are going to need these 2 points when they move into round number 3. So, your final question. What thriller starred Matthew McConaughey and was directed by William Friedkin?
Killer Joe.
There it is.
That's
for
a
2
big
points.
2 points.
I like that one.
That's a big 2 points for the Scream Queens, getting them back into the match a little bit as we move into round number 3. Clark, I can't remember if the Char Wolves ever trailed going into a round number 3,
Oh,
but
yeah.
what are you looking for right now out of Scream Queens? Because they're going to be asked some questions first. You got to come out of the gate firing.
Looking
or
for them to
else
answer
it's
all 3 of the
for naught.
questions.
You do, but you also just need to, take every round as it comes. Stop. Take a breath. Round 2 is over. You're about to go into round 3. Pay attention to what is exactly in front of you. Don't get worried about what came before or what could happen. And use your strategy. Use your strategy in round 3 because there is strategy in round 3.
That's great advice for the competitors and also a nice reset for us here at the answer desk. As we get into round 3, here are the rules. You enjoy a 7-point lead over the Scream Queen, so we'll get your series of numbers first. What do you got?
9,
17.
3.
9, 17, and 3. And
Thank you.
for the Scream Queens.
Excellent numbers.
Yeah.
Very complimentary of Time Machine's numbers. What do we got?
7.
13.
5.
All right.
I thought they were good numbers
I
too.
know about 5.
No, those are
I always
in some
say
Probably
ways
should have gone
Thank you.
Yeah.
just every time.
any other
Every
number.
time. I believe I used to do that as well. All right, so Scream
Probably would have been a
Queens,
safe
Clark Will's
bet.
gonna
Do you
be
believe that
asking
my
you
mind
7
couldn't think of
questions.
another number quick
They
enough?
selected
Yeah.
Number 7.
It is late. It's
that-
been a busy day.
It's that time of night, and I'm hungry.
What world are we getting into?
I need
The
fuel.
category is animated.
All right, who would like to field animated? I'll talk this over.
The strategy is the weaker of the two players answers the 2-pointer.
So,
I always used to make Rachel answer the 3-pointer. She knows more
so
than
wise
me.
decision. All right, Scream Queens, we are going to need an answer. Somebody needs to
Not
step
that
up
Clark
to
is
the
a
plate
weak
and
player,
on
but she knows the strategy.
All right.
Haley's got it.
For 2 points in the category of animated, your question is, what is the name of the title character in Disney's The
The
Hunchback
Hunchback?
of Notre
No.
Dame?
Quasimodo.
Quasimodo.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
2 points.
My mind is like Ozymandias. I'm like, that's not.
Queens, and they
No.
pulled it within 5.
Quasi-Ozymandias?
And so we're going to stick with them for their
Quasi-Ozzy.
3-point question. And they
Quasi-Ozzy.
selected number 13. So this is going to be
Sounds like an
Caleb's
Australian
question. What
superhero.
world did you land in?
Good eye, mate. It's the
Your
Quasi-Aussie.
category is Oscar movies.
It's not a bell.
3
This is a
points.
bell.
How many
Nice.
Oscars has Jack Nicholson
2?
won in his career?
And Cameron, we're going to
I always
you
go
20
2.
seconds for this one.
I always figure it's more than 1.
It's a long career.
He's been nominated a lot.
I want to say it's like 3. Yeah, I want to say 3.
4, 3,
Can't remember what the wins are.
2,
8. The answer is 3.
3. So we got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think the booth knew it. Terms of Endearment and As Good as It Gets. Shockingly, he did not win for Wolf.
Oh, that is not shocking.
He was great in that, Clark.
All
He's acting
right.
like a wolf half the time.
All right. If you say so.
See, he gets bit by a wolf. Okay, so now we are all down to this.
I'm actually
Scream
surprised he
Queens.
didn't get one for The
may not
Shining.
prefer for their 5-pointer, and they're going to need all the help they can get, Clark, because they need to get this right.
Was he
or
nominated
else
for
we
A
are
Few Good
going
Men?
to move on to
Supporting,
Time
maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
advancing in the Ultimate Schmoedown.
All right. In the category
I can't handle the
of
truth.
directors, with 1 JTE rule remaining, who directed the 2015
Oh.
indie dramedy The Lobster?
I know this. Yeah. Oh,
Yorgos Lanthimos.
That is correct.
Yes.
They stay in the game.
that's it.
Oh boy.
So they're forcing the hand. Scream Queens a great job of avoiding the technical
Is he the one
knockout.
that's-
Now
does-
they have
is doing the Lighthouse?
forced time machine to answer some questions correctly. Hopefully, one of these 3
can't
questions
even
is
remember.
about the legendary
remember on that.
1990s film Wolf.
Maybe.
Time machine. You selected number 9 for your 2-point category, and that is going to be action.
Yorgos
adventure.
Lanthimos.
So.
Like,
I don't
seriously.
have an
Who wants
answer
to
for
take
that.
one? For
Is
the
there something
possible
else I can
win,
help
Ethan
with?
Erwin has the chance to get
No,
the
it's
W
because she said you're a ghost Lanthimos, which is definitely not what I said.
in the Ultimate
But-
Showdown teams tournament.
I don't blame her.
Ethan, your
That's a
question
name.
for you and you alone. Who plays the role of Willie Scott in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?
Kate Capshaw.
And your winner!
There it is.
It's not fair. He produced that one also.
Machine!
Produced all the movies.
25 to 23. Ethan Erwin, Jeannine the Machine. A very game effort by Scream Queens. All due credit to them.
Glad we get to hear this again.
Five-pointer,
Yeah.
Forcing the hand of Time Machine, but Time Machine a little too strong, particularly
Back
in
in
round
time.
number 2. Boy, did
Yeah,
they
it really is catchy.
have a good, not even a great spin of the wheel. They just know a lot about movies. Clark.
Yeah, they set themselves up really nicely, you know, and Ethan's perfect round 1 plus his bonus definitely helped.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I know I say it all the time, but round 1 can really
Kinda
set
like
you
that
up
one or
for,
the Power of
for an
Love.
advantage
Power of Love's
in
pretty good,
later
too.
rounds.
Power of Love.
And couple that with a really solid round 2, you know, you're in a good position going into round 3.
You just get into a good rhythm early on, and when you look at Scream Queens, we're not sure really what the future holds for teams at large, because we have this draft we've been hearing about. The chairman is going to have more announcements on that when the Schmoedown Spectacular happens. Tickets on sale now at theschmoedownlive.com, by the way. So if you look at the team tournament, do you think that if there is this draft that we hear about, you got to think that Kaylin and Haley are 2 logical picks for a manager to want in their stable. They both know a lot. They have been able to take the name Scream Queens, but gone above and beyond knowing just about horror movies.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're so well-rounded in their knowledge. They are 2 really, really formidable competitors. And look, this was a close game. I mean, like it's nothing to sneeze at. They made them, they took it all the way to the end. They made Time Machine answer questions, which is always good. And even so, I mean, the numbers were pretty close throughout the whole thing. They made up deficits, which I think is really important. So they're great competitors, and I think any manager would be lucky to have them.
Well, they're going to have to answer some more questions right now, courtesy of our own Jen Sturger. Jen, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I promise mine won't be as difficult. It's so weird because I love seeing you ladies, but I feel like it's always under bad circumstances.
That's been the run. Yeah, you're not wrong. This year has not been the most killer record for us. I'd like to go back to our first year when we kept walking out and giving you big smiles and yay, happy win times.
But you know what? This is just all part of the learning
yay, happy
curve
win
here.
times.
Do you guys feel like you're learning how to play the game better together?
I do. Like when we spun the wheel and landed on Oscar category, I think that we probably should have just gone with that instead of second guessing ourselves. And I think that's something that we're learning a little bit more each time, is to trust our instincts.
Matthew McConaughey, right?
McConaughey, that son of a I have no personal beef with Matthew McConaughey.
I was like, wow, that just got deeply personal.
Maddie McConaughey.
Who knew questions about a stoner would be so hard, right?
Okay, so here's another running theme. Didn't stoner comedies bring me down last time we talked? I have not taken your advice and smoked enough bowls, clearly.
Oh, Christian's gonna be so mad about that. No, leave it. It's fine. It's totally fine. So now we have this draft coming up. Obviously, you guys are done now for the tournament, but we will have this draft coming up, and odds are that means the end of the Scream Queens as a team. Are you excited though about the possibility of the draft and like where you may end up?
I love a wild card. Nobody likes change, right? That's the human condition, and I love my friend here, and I don't want to necessarily say goodbye, but I do love the great unknown, embrace the spirit of an explorer, and also that gives, let's say you haven't had the best season of your career, a really good way to shake that off.
Yeah. So are you looking forward to like the new energy of the draft?
I am. I'm going to miss my partner very much because I think the Scream Queens are very special, but it's always exciting to see what's out there.
Well, good luck next season, ladies. I doubt we've seen the last of the Scream Queens. We'll have a reunion at some point, but best of luck to you.
All right, so this
team's tournament is brutal.
They're looking towards the future.
Everyone's falling apart.
We still don't have all of the data necessary to make a decision as to whether the Scream Queens are going to be broken up in a draft,
right,
or is there a manager out there that wants to have them both in their stable. It's an exciting time. It's an uncertain time, but what we do know is that the Ultimate Schmoedown team tournament rages on, Clark, and it is going to be the Time Machine advancing into round number 2, and they now join Jen Sturger. Jen, I would imagine that they are ready to play another match right now.
They are ready. They're ready, and so we're crossing our arms here. Is this is the power stance?
Yeah. The look of confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the move. Friggin' Time Machine for life, y'all. Yeah.
I don't think the
Ethan
framing of this
Erwin
video
gets so gangster.
works for this.
Literally just since last week. Oh, it's spending time in New York.
Need to pop my back anyways.
Spending time in New York, selling a couple scripts, it'll give you all the confidence in the world, right?
Yeah, it ain't bad. But no, the best thing, by the way, I would say is being able to, I think, see this partnership with Jeannine really flourish. You know, again, we were supposed to get together last year and weren't able to. So the fact that not only have we done it, but it have been very successful so far, I couldn't be happier.
Oh, yeah, we're just getting started. This is a long time in the making, and it's going to be really great. I'm excited.
So we don't know who your opponent's going to be next. It's either going to be the Looney Bin or the Self-Righteous Brothers. Do you guys have a preference?
I'd probably say the Self-Righteous Brothers. I mean, Tom is terrifying. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on this one. I mean, look, we'll take whatever comes, but yeah, I'm with you.
There you have it, guys. A very, very confident Time Machine. Best of luck the rest of the tournament. Looking forward to see what you guys put out there. I know Jay Washington would be very proud if he was here. Back to you guys.
That's right, Jay Washington's team. The Time Machine is moving on. We're not sure who they're going to be facing just yet, Clark, but I think that one would be wise to place a wager, if you're in the betting mood, on Time Machine, maybe getting a belt at the end of this.
Oh boy, I mean they certainly are contenders up there in the highest degree for sure. And this was a great match. I mean, look, they put the Scream Queens on What did they put them on? Defense?
They put them on the defensive.
I don't know sports.
But the Scream Queens came back every
We feel
time.
you, Clark.
They answered.
But
We're right there
was,
with you.
The Time Machine definitely had.
They put the Scream Queens
had the
on.
advantage throughout the match, and I think that was impressive. So
On something.
we'll see. But as the
They
tournament
just put the Scream
continues,
Queens on.
they're going to have to face different types of opponents, maybe more confident opponents, and that's going to be.
It really feels like something I would
That's right.
say.
So
Just
that is going to do it for us here today, Clark Wolf.
leave it right
we
there.
know that we can no longer find your family's McDonald's Batman Forever mugs. They have gone by the wayside,
Sadly.
but where can all the kids out there check out all your good stuff?
You can find me online at Clark Wolf, Clark with an E, Wolf with an E, and you can find me in Satanic Panic from Fangoria, which is a fun horror comedy for all of your fall needs, and that is available on VOD and Blu-ray.
I am merely Mark Baby Carrots else. Make sure you guys check out
Just
the movie
called
Trivia
Panic
Schmoedown
at Walmart.
Patreon. Select which tier is right
Is it really?
for you.
Yeah.
And make sure that you guys check us out on podcast form wherever you enjoy listening to stuff.
old Wally
You'll
World.
find the Schmoedown. Until next time, that's Clark. I'm Mark. We'll see you soon.
nice, they did it too.
Yeah. So Walmart decided to edit that. They just didn't want a movie that had the word satanic on the title, so they just called it Panic, which is a problem because there's other movies already called Panic, so confusing.
Might also, as a title, just not necessarily fully describe that movie.
Yeah, and what happens if you're like, look at, ooh, I want to know more about this movie, and you decide to pull out your phone and like Google it, and you're like, oh, I can't find Panic
It's a
anywhere.
very specific type of panic.
Yeah. Heart arrhythmia panic? No.
Yeah. Anyway, so this match. Don't make me sing Sherian.
Yeah. So Time Machine 1, that was a lot closer though than what I guess what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And this match seemed very reminiscent of another match that's circling around my head of past memories, in which a team that was, yes, I've got it, in which a team that seemed like it was going to be the underdog was going to be beaten, managed to work its way all the way through their round 3 questions to force the more dominant team to answer their at least one.
Really have no
round.
idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, anytime you're able to do that, I'm taking myself out of this, what I'm describing now. Anytime you're able to do that, though, that is impressive to do in round 3, and it's nice for the fans because again, it gives us an opportunity to answer more questions, and it's a lot of fun to do that. So that's impressive. I didn't expect that Time Machine was going to be, they were going to win by that small of a margin. We went from like huge point differentials to, it's just a point.
Well, the thing is, you have to keep in mind that they didn't answer their other questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they only answered the first of round 3, but I mean,
Yeah.
they still had to answer a round 3 question.
Right.
That's what's impressive about it.
So, I mean, here we have Time Machine is living up to their names. Ethan is playing big time, and Jeannine is a machine. Scream Queens, I got nothing for that one. But what I said earlier, and I kind of want to touch on this, is that we're seeing a situation where this team's tournament this year with the draft coming up is brutal. More than likely, the 3 teams that we've seen lose so far. Granted, I preface this by saying we kind of saw firsthand Rachel being very upset with Devon.
Mm-hmm.
But all 3 teams probably on the chopping block when it comes to draft time.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this is now that we've got this nuke drafting thing involved, when a team loses, that more than likely means that is the end of the team. So yeah, kind of like what we're seeing here. No, we didn't see, or I don't recall seeing anything about only stupid answers.
No.
Don't know if they're playing next season or not, but I mean, we just don't know. But out of the other 2 that we have seen, we had Inky in the Brain, in which they started the whole like K-fob, we're breaking apart thing, which I mean, again, like you were saying, more than likely they were going to anyways.
Yeah.
And now this
Based
one
on
where
rankings.
they are facing the idea that they're going to break up, and they're just accepting of it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is going to happen.
So I wonder how many more teams we're going to see go through this. Because, I mean, we've got what I would say another couple of matches with some weak-ish teams.
It's that, and it's teams who just haven't had enough matches yet to be high up in the rankings, because the situation you're looking at right now is that let's go into our next match. You have the Looney Bin versus the next match that they were talking about. Looney Bin versus
Paddington 2.
No. Looney Bin is versus their Self-Righteous Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Those two teams
could be good teams.
But they just haven't had enough matches to be ranked high enough.
We've seen Looney Bin once. We've seen Self-Righteous Brothers once.
Yeah, so the situation you're looking at is that you have a bunch of teams who are on this bracket here that are needing to win the belt, because if they don't, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
Their option is win the belt or no longer be a team, more than likely, depending on how managers pick their players, obviously. But, I mean, the likelihood is chopping block. What does that mean for our dear good buddies, the Wildberries?
Yeah, and that's what I was about to bring up, too. That's actually going to be the next match that's going to play. The family versus the Wildberries.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good for our friends Dewberry and Makuga.
Dewberry's been on a pretty hot streak lately, though. He did get, perfect round one against Late to the Party.
Yeah, he got a Dewberry. Too little too late, though, for that team. That team has been mostly just entertainment-based rather than necessarily winning. I mean, you hear Makuga talk about that all the time, where he's not necessarily interested in the actual winning, but as much as he is playing and having fun with it.
Here's the thing, though. What if they split up, but they still keep the same shtick with whoever their other team member is going to be?
I mean, maybe. I mean, you have to look at Greg Miller or Nick Scarpino. Are they in the draft? Because, I mean, that's a good mix-up. But
yeah, but what happens when you partner someone like Makuga, who is playing up the goofy, entertaining aspect of himself, against someone who wants to take this seriously? And is a manager actually going to force that combo?
If managers were smart, they wouldn't.
No,
that's the hard thing, because managers are now playing for points for their factions as a whole.
But what happens where if you're a manager, that's the only team you could make, and you've got to just
with 10 positions to fill in their team?
Not very likely,
not.
But I mean,
yeah, no,
it could happen.
All managers are going to be thinking very strategically now, and there's literally stuff on the line now besides just winning a belt or not winning a belt. There's points for your faction, and what does that mean going into the end of next year? Mm-hmm. These are all things that managers have to consider and think about. And honestly, like a player like Makuga, entertaining, love him, but players like him who aren't necessarily going to strike out and try to win the belt aren't going to be highly favored upon by managers who are trying to get points for their teams.
So now what I'm wondering is, can we get a Haley versus Kaylin single-to-single horror movie match, maybe exhibition, where it's just the two of them? Who of the Scream Queens is stronger in horror movies? I'm just trying to find a reason to answer horror movie questions. I mean, that's what I like doing.
I could literally just sit on YouTube and answer horror movie questions.
Probably, but they all keep asking the same thing. Who was the killer in the first Friday the 13th? It wasn't Jason, it was his mom.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what we think about this match. That's what we think about the Schmoedown. We love it.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
Keeps us coming back day after day at this point,
year
almost.
after year. Who knows what's going to happen? Teams staying, teams going. It's lunacy, I tell you.
It's pure lunacy.
Losing my mind.
So while he loses his mind, let me tell you what's in mine. Go over to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown YouTube channel. It's actually called the Schmoedown Entertainment Network now. So go over there and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Schmoedown episode. And also check out all the SEN entertainment that they are providing now. Jump on those live streams. Hit them up on those super chats. Ask your questions. Pay your monies. Help them thrive. You could also go help them out on the Patreon. Become a patron member. Just give them a little bit of money. Maybe even just $1 if you could afford it a month. Just $1 would help them out immensely. So go over there, help them out any way you can. Also, make sure you go over to the Schmoedown Live. Pick up your tickets to live shows that are coming up. I don't know if Spectacular is still for sale. If it is, you better get that because that's crazy.
I also think there are still some higher tier tickets still
interesting
available.
Also, go pick up tickets to the New York season opener of next season. And I believe there's probably going to be tickets for the draft, for the awards coming out pretty soon. So make sure you keep your eye on that for those. Also, you can pick up your live stream tickets over there. As for us, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Cinefanatics MLP. We are making changes as we close out this year. We want you to follow us so you know what we're going to do, so you'll be up to date with what we are planning, and it's going to be some fantastic stuff coming your way. One of those things is going to be live streams. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, which we are less than 20 subscribers away as of right now.
So if you're watching us and you're not subscribed, just click the button.
Hit that subscribe button.
It doesn't hurt you any. It's not going to affect your life at all. Just click the button and help us out.
Well, I like to think I'm affecting someone's life. That would be great. But hit that subscribe button. There is one down there below this video. And as of right now, this second, there's also one up above his head. So make sure you hit that one too. Also, over here off to the side are a couple other videos that we have made. And as always...
Do you believe in life after love?
No. Later.
See ya.
You didn't get it right. You got to do that. Do you believe